Whoppa!
Bonanza.
Bonanza. Tiptoe. Doo-doo-doo-doo. What kind of show did I sign up for? We don't have attics, so I can't hide like a creepy treasure trove of gadgets or things, or like a map that you can go and discover after a long pass that's going to help you discover One-Eyed Willie.
Mm-hmm.
One-Eyed Willie will not be discovered, unfortunately. Everything's ground
No,
level.
not in California.
Nope. So when we die, it's just they're going to take my possessions, probably burn them up, give them to family so I can do anything with them, throw them in trash bags and toss it. Throw them on the side of the road.
This is like the saddest story I've ever heard. All because you
One-Eyed
didn't have an
Willie.
attic.
All because I didn't have an attic. And then like you can't even walk up there and have like the creepy, monster that goes up there and all that. Like you kind of have like you don't have like a true attic. They have like the little tiny ones, like a crawl space thing. You can go up there and do some stuff, but it's not like a real one like you see in movies.
Okay, a lot of houses here don't have that too. But like you're saying, you don't have basements though.
We don't have basements, so can't kidnap families. Can't keep them there. They just got to be ground level. It's not as fun. Not as fun.
That's just like specifically why Canada has so many basements, so we can kidnap people and throw them down there. I got a little room under my stairs. It's a little creepy room with like a light with like a drawstring pull. And it's all cold in there and gross. And it's like that's where I put all the bodies. Actually, I have 2 rooms under my stairs.
2 different families.
2 different families.
2 could be terrorized. See? That's why people should tune in. That's why people should tune in onto this late to the game, because here's where you discover that not only is Marie a kidnapper, she has multiple kidnappings going on at once. So it's a serial kidnapper.
I'm nice to them though. Like I feed them and keep them alive, and we watch the same 4 movies all the time, and that's their punishment. I'm like, no new movies. We're only watching the Blair Witch, Evil Dead remake, Halloween, and When Harry Met Sally. That's it.
That's it. But when we do late to the game, then maybe you make them watch it, and then they're the ones that provide you the answers.
How do you think I'm getting all the answers right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're psychopaths.
No. You're the psychopath. I'm just observing. I would be a psychopath if I had a basement. I don't have a basement.
That's why everyone in California is so sane.
Exactly. When you come out here, you will notice that. You will notice that everybody's sane out here.
Especially Daniel.
No.
From movies to video games, welcome to Where He Plays It All. It's like an action movie, this one. Where He Plays It All.
Coming this summer, late to the game, starring Marie, Dempsey,
and D-Money.
D-Money
forces me to watch popular movies that I embarrassingly have never ever seen.
Never ever.
Never ever?
Never ever. She is the Mac and Me version of film watchers. You've at least seen Mac and Me, right?
Okay, yeah. I've seen Mac and Me lots of times.
Good.
Known this.
We did that in an episode, didn't we?
Yeah, and they were like, face hugger.
Yeah, that's right. Now it's Mac and Me. So, for those that don't know, what is late to the game? Late to the game is that we realize Marie hasn't watched anything, so we're going to force her. So I choose a movie that she should have already seen, that she embarrassingly haven't seen, and I'm going to ask her a series of 10 questions that she must answer prior to watching the movie. Then we're going to do an intermission. She's going to watch the movie. We're going to come back and answer and find out if she's going to rage quit or she's going to play it back.
Spiel is getting tight. Like, you're just like just spitting that out. Like, you're
spitting. It's tight. It's tight like Mac and Me, like that storyline. It's tight.
Oh yeah, and we have to see how right I am with these answers that I'm going to give you. These genius answers that I'm not trying to be stupid or whatever. No, I mean it. I mean them all.
She means them. And we're going to see how right the family that you kidnapped, how right they were with the answers.
Actually, their room is right next to this room, so they can really hear me, and they're like telling me, yeah. No, I was going to say there's a little hole in my wall. That's
for different reasons.
That's how I feed them. What are you talking about, Daniel?
No comment. Okay. You ready for the big movie reveal?
Oh.
Okay, the name of the movie.
To me.
Hopefully you haven't seen it. Heavyweights.
Okay, no. No, I haven't seen it. No.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So the
Not
movie
only
Heavyweights, very different than all the other movies I've given you. I've given you some pristine movies. Heavyweights is pristine in its own way. I'll put it that way.
I legit don't even know where to start with this. I have no idea what is happening. I have no idea who's in it. No, I don't even know if I've seen a movie cover. I don't know anything about this movie. Wait. Okay. They're giving me the answers.
There we go. Now she's about to cheat. The movie Heavyweights.
Mm.
What is the movie about? What's the movie about?
Oh God. Wrestling?
Okay. Heavyweights.
Is it about
Okay.
wrestling? Is it about there's some sort of body? Is Andre the Giant in this one too? Like okay, heavyweights. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up somehow wrestling in
Okay.
some sense. I don't even know when this was made. Is it the 80s? The 90s? 70s? No.
You tell
Okay.
me.
Wrestling.
Is it like somebody trying to wrestle somebody for like the championship belt? Or is it somebody breaking
No,
into the industry?
I think it's a group of outcasts who are trying to start their own wrestling. Like they want to be wrestlers, but they're not quite good enough, or they don't have like the je ne sais quoi to be wrestlers. So they're starting their own wrestling foundation. They're no, their own wrestling group, and they're just
League.
gonna do it. Yeah. And that's what it's about. They're like outcast wrestlers who can't
Sounds a
find their
lot
way
like
in the industry.
dodgeball. But
Okay.
okay. Heavyweight. This could have been the
Okay.
first one that, predicated it. So let's see it. Okay.
Okay.
I like it. So outcasts, those little spunky outcasts always trying to come up and try to proclaim. Okay, got it. The location of this movie takes place where? And what is the unique name applied to this place?
What is the unique name applied to this place? Okay. It takes place in California, the city of no basements.
And that's
No,
so
wait.
it's so unique that the city is what's so unique. Okay. Okay. Because the name, or is it like a unique city? Why is the place so unique? The city.
This city. Where is this? Where does this take place? Okay, where does this take place? Which city? Okay, what for real? Which city does this take place? Okay. Where's a place? I'm like really bad also with like American geography. I'm like, what's the
Okay.
state? Which one's a state? Which one's a
I'll
city?
give you a
Where is it?
hint. I'll give
Okay.
you a hint. It's not. I said the location of the movie. I didn't say the
Oh,
city.
oh, shoot. Oh, so look, like it's a place.
Mhm.
Oh, oh, a laundromat.
Okay, I like it. And
And
what is the unique
the
name of this laundromat?
the clothesline. Okay, that's a wrestling move.
Oh,
Oh,
that
boom.
is.
Holy
Hey, I'm
crap.
actually liking
Okay.
this. I like
Okay, just
it.
wait a sec. Like that was probably the smartest thing I've ever said on this show.
I can vouch for that. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The clothesline.
And they didn't even give me that. The people in the hole didn't even tell me
Mhm.
that. I came up with that
No.
myself.
Here's just a bonus question. Do you know what the move is?
Oh,
The clothesline move?
yeah, isn't that when they run and they like do it up the neck and the arm?
Good. Yes.
I watched wrestling when I was a kid. I used to like it actually.
I loved it
The,
as a kid.
the bushwhackers and stuff. Yeah.
The bushwhackers, yes. What is the main attraction / ride that sells our protagonist on accepting what's being offered? So something's being offered, the protagonist shows a
Okay.
little bit of resistance. They see this thing and they're like, you know what? All right, you got me.
They're trying to sell them on the name to call their wrestling group.
Okay.
They're like, "Okay, no, we really want to call the wrestling group this. We want to call the wrestling group this." And then they're at the amusement park.
Okay.
Right? Is that what you said? Amusement park? Okay.
I didn't
And
say
then
amusement park.
what'd you say?
I just said the main attraction / ride.
Okay, so I'm thinking amusement park because they're like,
Okay.
so then they're there and they want to be called the gravi the what are they called? Gravitron.
Gravitron.
Is that a
Gravitron?
thing?
Gravitron?
No, you know that ride
The
that
thing
like
that
spins
spins?
fast?
And people are
Yeah.
just like stuck to the wall, and there's like
Yes.
that one.
And they're like, oh, we want to be called Gravitrons. And then he's like, and then he sees, and then he's like, oh, and then he's like, yeah.
Clearly, the people that you kidnap have watched this movie. They are so dead right with this.
I kidnapped them from the amusement park.
That makes sense, because out there you guys have Disney Canada, which is really just like a park, and you just pet animals.
Wow, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. It's called a zoo, Daniel. Jeez.
Which famous director was a writer for this film? This famous director didn't direct this movie, but they were a writer for this film. Who was it?
It's just, you ask me director questions and their names all the time. It's like, I don't know directors' names, and you know this, and you do this to me, and you just like, you want to see me in pain. You're just so sadistic. God, get this man a basement. He needs a basement. He loves
I
to
can
torture
only
people.
take it out on you. I can only take it out on you because I don't have a basement to do it to other people. So I do it
Okay.
on our podcast.
Well, I'm in my basement right now, so this is your way.
You
Okay.
for sure know who this director is,
Oh,
I think.
I was
Can
gonna
you
say
name
so bad.
any director other than
The only
Martin Scorsese?
The only director I can think of is Mel Brooks, because of our Frankenstein one.
Okay.
And then I can think of like people like, obviously, like Spielberg and stuff. Like he wouldn't write for that. Okay, Mel Brooks, just go with it. Whatever. It's the only person I can think of right now. I'm just like, I don't know.
All right.
I can't think of anything.
Which Saturday Night Live alum is featured in this film? So somebody that's been on Saturday Night Live and they're in this movie. Who is it?
Yeah, I can think of like Chris Farley. And how old is this movie though? Like, is it heavyweights?
Do you want me to tell you? Like, will this help put things in perspective?
No.
Okay.
Don't tell me anything. I'm
Okay.
asking you, but I don't want anything back in return. David Spade.
David Spade. Okay.
But
Good.
then Chris Farley would be in it too, because they're kind of like a package deal.
They are, but not always. David Spade was in stuff that he wasn't.
Okay, let's do David Spade. And he's like the little scrawny wrestler who's like,
The
hey
lightweight.
guys. Yeah, he's a lightweight, and but he wants to be part of it. And they're like, okay. And
that's
then
what he
he's
does.
like in there.
Hands on the hips. Hey guys.
Yeah, he's like, hey guys, and he comes in. He's like, I'm gonna do it. And then you're always rooting for him, and he
I'm
just like,
gonna
he's
do
like
it.
a little
What is he gonna do? Win the title?
wrestle. He's gonna wrestle. Yeah, and they're like,
Oh, okay.
he's a little scrappy one, and it's like you're rooting for him, and it's like they're just letting him play. You know, he's like the one that gets picked last all the time, but they're just letting it.
Good. So you have
Okay.
seen this.
I need to drink
Okay.
water. Hang on.
Next question. Ben Stiller plays one of his most iconic characters in this. What's his name and what is his profession?
Okay, so Ben Stiller is one of his most iconic characters, which
I think so.
Oh, okay, so personally, Daniel thinks it was a, but like, is it to the world?
But
though?
our
Like,
audience needs to know that Daniel's opinion is the only one that matters.
that is true. I know. So basically, what you're saying is Ben Stiller did it again.
He did it again.
He did it again, and his name in this movie.
Whoppa! He did it again.
His name in this movie is Johnny Roscoe, and he is the wrestling coach. He's a wrestling coach.
Got it. Okay.
I can just see him like toweling off people and being like, "Just go in there one more round, do a body slam, and do a body check, jump off the thingy, and do it like whatever." And
Yeah, that's exactly the dialogue. You got it right.
technical terms,
Body slam and then jump off the thingy and do the stuff.
I knew what a clothesline was. Okay, so I get it.
You did. You totally did. The character Lars gets this rubbed on his body while tied up. What is it?
Okay, I'm gonna say bacon grease.
Bacon grease. That does sound good. He can slip right out of those chokeholds and everything, right? It's a clear advantage in wrestling.
It is, and that's what they want. Yeah, that's how he's gonna win the title.
Okay.
He's all bacon grease, and he's also gonna smell good like bacon. It's gonna be very distracting to the opponents.
Very true. It would distract me. I could tell you that much. How does a group of protagonists celebrate their victory at the end?
I think that they all go to the amusement park and they ride on the Gravitron together because they're like, this is how we found our name.
Makes sense.
Oh, and then they buy the laundromat and turn it into a wrestling gym for the youth under like privileged youth.
This is a movie.
This is a
You have
movie,
pitched an
man.
entire movie so far. I love it.
Yeah.
What is Tim made fun of? A
Why
character named
is
Tim.
Tim is made fun because of
Yeah, why
something?
is Tim made fun of?
Because that is David Spade's character, and he is the tiny guy, and they make fun of him for being so scrawny, but, he's like the underachieving, like, little hero. But they make fun of him because he's, like, so little, and they're all, like, the heavyweights, and there's, like and he's just like, yeah, he just wants to be part of it, so it's okay. He can take it.
Yeah,
He can take an emotional beating, which is how they know he can handle it in the ring.
physically. Got it. Because
Yeah.
they're both
Tiny Tim. That's his
Tiny
wrestling name. His
Tim.
wrestling name is Tiny Tim, too. Here we go. This is a movie.
This is literally a whole movie that you're pitching right now. We're gonna
Yeah.
find out how right you are or wrong. How does Tony get trapped?
A lot of this takes place in the amusement park. There's like this is I mean, that's how they
So it's not
recruit
even
the
wrestling.
children. No, no,
So it's
no,
not
no.
wrestling.
It is wrestling, but the amusement park has a huge like place in this movie because that's how they recruit the underprivileged children to come to like do their wrestling in the laundromat.
Mhm.
And so they're in the amusement park, they go there. That's where they got the name for their team and everything, right? Maybe they all
Mhm.
worked there. Who knows? Maybe they're all carnies and you know what? They're sick of carny life and they want to just like be
Carnies.
wrestlers and like show that yeah. So I can see David Spade as a little carny. Who? Tony.
Tony.
Tony gets trapped in the cage of the zipper ride. He gets trapped in there by a rival team because Tony is like the one to beat. He's the good one. And they're like, hey, let's trap Tony. And then there's no way that this team's gonna win. And they trap him in the zipper and he's just stuck up there. And that's horrifying. Oh my god, it makes me want to throw up thinking about it. I don't like those rides.
What is a zipper ride? What is
Do you not
that?
know what the zipper ride is? It's horrifying. It looks like a torture device. It's like the ride where it's like different like cage things all around, and it like goes. They all go around and around, and then like up and down and around.
I could tell you like it because you love torturing people. You have, is this something you have in your basement? A miniature, smaller version that Tiny Tim can ride?
No, because I think a zipper ride that would like fit in my house would just be like the dryer, and I would just throw the people in the dryer. A zipper ride is a big ride, Daniel. Daniel.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really go to carnivals that much. I don't. It's so overpriced, and like the rides, they always look dangerous. And I always see videos online of like people that like literally almost die. Some actually have died. Not
Mhm.
worth it.
This
Yeah,
is why I
I'm good.
don't go on those things. I'll go on the Gravitron. That's it. I don't go on roller coasters, nothing. I'm like, "Nah,
No, I'm good. Overpriced food, like, I'm all right.
nah."
Carnies,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
basement
but me
dwellers.
they are in my basement.
Okay, that's
Right.
the end of the question.
Okay.
So now we get to have
Oof.
the fun part of watching this great movie called Heavyweights, which you have never heard of. You're gonna realize
Mhm.
immediately if you're right or wrong, which you were probably right. Let's see.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this
Here,
carnival laundromat wrestling David Spade
name Tiny
carnival ride
Tim.
action. I tell you too.
On that note, we're about to watch the movie. That's
That was
good.
so you sat down so gingerly. You sat down so gentle. It was like this.
Very softly,
I just throw
very
that ass
ginger.
down when I drop. I just drop.
All right, so we just watched the movie Heavyweights.
Mhm,
Okay,
yeah, just now.
first off, what did you think about it? How'd you like Heavyweights?
Oh, oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniel.
I told you. It's not fun if I only choose movies that are amazing. And if you just sit here and just
Mm,
rant and rave about how awesome this movie is and how iconic it is.
mhm,
No, let's pick some obscure movies.
mhm,
So I wanted to be able to
mhm,
throw you one that was family oriented.
mhm, mhm.
Family oriented with an iconic role by an actor, which is one of the questions that oh no, I said it. Ben Stiller was an
Yeah.
iconic, character in this movie. But I wanted to give you something different. And the next batch of movies are going to be very different. So I'm going to
Mhm.
pick some good movies for you, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. You know?
Good movies. Okay.
So let's go into the
Okay.
questions. What's the movie about? You just give me a quick snapshot.
It's about a fat camp for kids.
Yeah. So
Not,
not a
yeah,
boxing or
not
wrestling.
boxing, not wrestling at a
Yeah.
laundromat.
No. Even though that would have been a probably a better movie. Probably.
I'm still
Fat
thinking
camp.
about that movie I wrote. I'm still thinking about it, and I think it has to be made. It has to be.
It has to be made. Yeah. There you go. It's the first Nas production. The Nas produced feature film. Probably gonna be a franchise though, if we're being honest with ourselves. Starring David Spade. Take notes, Vin Diesel. This will be the next project. You could be part of a Nas production.
He
Okay.
needs to be part of this family.
Yeah. So what was your first reaction when you realized immediately that it was a fat camp?
Well, I saw on like the cover when I was
Yeah.
looking to watch it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
That
that's
makes
not
sense.
wrestling. That's I was like, yeah, it makes sense. It like,
Did it intrigue you?
yes, it
Okay.
did intrigue
Good.
me. I was like, I was expecting it to be first of all, as newish as it was, even though it is pretty old actually. I still feel like the 90s was
Mhm.
10 years ago, so I don't know. Um, and I was and I wasn't expecting it to be a family movie.
Mm. I told
Mhm.
you I'm gonna be
You
throwing
knew I
different
wouldn't.
ones at you because you kept
Mhm,
thinking,
mhm,
oh, it's gonna be another grown-up adult,
mhm,
comedy. That's all I've been giving you. Nope, got to
mhm.
mix it up a little bit. But there's just so many. I'm looking at the list now, and I have easily 38 movies that we're gonna watch.
I hope I've seen one of them. I
No,
hope that you're gonna throw one at me, and I'm gonna be like, "Huh, I've seen it in your face." I hope.
and then I would get mad for wasting about 79 seconds of my life coming up with questions. So the location of this movie takes place where, and what is the unique name applied to this place?
It is, like a fat camp. Is
Yes,
that what you mean?
summer camp.
Called camp
Summer camp.
summer camp?
Mhm.
It's a fat camp, though.
I mean, they're obese and they're at a summer camp. Yes,
Is
it
fat a
is.
bad word? Is fat a bad word? Is that a word people aren't allowed to say anymore? Is that like a trigger word? Is that I'm gonna get canceled for saying the word fat?
It
I
is
mean
what
it PHAT, fat
it
camp.
is when I go to a pizza buffet. That's all you can eat. You start calling me a fat boy
Mm,
over there eating the rest of it. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Actually, I wouldn't be
own
offended.
it.
I'd be proud of it.
No,
Yeah, I'd
own it,
own it.
Daniel. God. Oh, it's called Camp Hope. Camp
Camp Hope.
Hope.
Yep,
Mhm.
because they have hope to lose some weight.
Mhm, not the clothesline. Even though
Yeah, not the clothesline. What is a main attraction or ride that sells a protagonist on accepting what's being offered? So, what is it that when he's watching the video and he's like, yes, I want to do that?
okay, wow, this question confused the hell out of me when you asked me. Okay, it was the like um the go-karts, right? Like the race car go-karts, right? Is that it?
That,
Or was it
that,
also the
the blob.
the blob,
Yep,
yeah.
the
He
blob.
both of them he was really into that blob
And
thing
we couldn't do either of them.
too.
So yes.
Have you ever been on one of those blob things?
Not exactly like that, but like a smaller version of it, I guess. Yeah. You?
No.
You said it like so matter of fact, like you've done it already, like 8 times minimum.
No, I would just would have been excited if you did. Have
Oh,
that
yeah,
mental
not really.
image of you spiraling through the air and yeah, slow motion
Like
like
a
in the
fat
movie.
kid just launches me. Which famous director was a writer for this film?
Oh, Judd Apatow?
Judd Apatow, correct.
I
He
noticed that.
showed, here's a little fun fact trivia for you. He's married to Leslie Mann, who's the one that was in
Mhm.
40 version, all that. When he was on their first date with her, he showed her the film to impress her. And they got married. So if they're gonna see you on your best, you damn sure but they better see you on your worst.
Yeah, 'cause
Yep.
yeah, well, she knew. I guess
We'll
she
get
saw
into that.
something in him. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. She saw
That's
something
it.
in him. That's great.
Okay, which Saturday Night Live alum is featured in this film?
Oh, is that the Keenan Thompson one?
Keenan
Yeah,
Thompson
is it?
from Keenan and Kel. Yep.
He was good.
That's it.
He was so
He's
good. I
good.
loved him.
He's good. And like he did like most of the kids did Mighty Ducks. So that tells you
Yeah.
clearly there's part of the same producers or studio easily. That's how you see it. Ben Stiller plays one of his most iconic characters in this film. What is his name and what was his profession?
I definitely would never, ever in a billion years say this is one of his most iconic characters.
No. I didn't
Never.
say his best. I didn't say his best.
Um, I don't remember his name now. I
Tony
don't
Perkis.
Tony Perkis. They
Yep.
call him Uncle. Did they call him Uncle Tony in it? I thought they called him the uncle or something. Anyway, he buys a camp and he's like the owner of the camp and the camp
Hmm.
like instructor guy
So,
now.
yep. So he used to be a fitness instructor. So that's why he
Yes.
makes him try to cut weight.
A lonely fitness instructor.
Yes. The character Lars gets this rubbed on his body while tied up. What is it?
Honey.
Yes. Ding
Honey.
ding.
But bacon grease would have been
funnier.
maybe more effective in the wild.
But you know why they didn't use bacon grease? Because they would have just sat there and licked them themselves. Bacon.
Oh yeah, because especially the context of the movie. Oh yeah, and they didn't have any bacon on the they didn't have any bacon at the camp anyway. It would have made sense. Okay.
Still surprising that they have honey though, because it's still sweet.
We don't know the logic of this movie, you guys. We don't know what they have on hand. We don't go grocery shopping for them.
This movie's based all on logic. Logical choices everywhere. So clearly somebody had a very distinct reason. Maybe somebody has a low blood sugar and they need honey sometimes to perk it back up. How does a group of protagonists celebrate their victory at the end?
Okay, I finished watching this at 1:30 in the morning. So they had like a bunch of food catered there, right? Did they just have a bunch of food and they all passed out in the lawn and stuff? Like a big food party, yeah. I remember like there was like a big sub and everything coming through.
A foodgasm. Why is Tim made fun of? He's one of the counselors. His name's Tim.
Which one's Tim? Wait, is it the one who's like that like really famous director writer now who had the shorts and everything?
I don't think so.
Is it the one who was fat before and now he's skinny and they make fun of him? Yeah, was it Paul Feig? Is that the director guy? That's him. Like who did Bridesmaids and stuff?
Oh, Feige?
Feige. I thought it was Feig. In Canada, we pronounce it Feig. The E at the end is silent.
Well, there's Kevin Feige. Whatever.
I don't know. God, that guy.
How does Tony get trapped?
Oh, they're running and he falls into like a pit. And then they take him out of that pit and they made, yeah. And then they take him out and they put him into this cage and there's like electric cage.
Correct. Now we come to the hard part of this episode. Are you gonna rage quit? Or are you gonna play it back?
I'm gonna rage quit this one. I don't think I'm ever gonna play it back again. I mean, I'll play it back with my kids if they ever want to watch it. They stumble upon it on Disney Plus, but I think that's one of those movies if I was watching alone without the kids, I probably would have shut it off. Like,
oh yeah, no,
trying to say
it's a kids movie.
Well, and also Ben Stiller's character was very confusing to me. I was like, because I'm like, are you mean? Are you sad? You had a bad childhood, but you want friends, but you're being mean. I just felt like his character wasn't developed really. It's like they didn't pick a direction for him to like really go at it. I like Ben Stiller like a lot. His like physical comedy and everything, but I was like, I don't know what they're trying to do with you. Like, I don't know who you're supposed to be.
This is not a very complicated movie. They made it very one note, very one dimensional. So Ben Stiller just went in there and gave a very wacky performance. That's all that I saw. It very surface level. He didn't feel like a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't feel like a real person outside of this movie. Like I don't believe that his character actually exists in this world. Sort of like the Dodgeball character. Did you ever watch Dodgeball? No.
I think I maybe did back in the day, but
survey says no, she didn't. Probably not. I love the fact that this is what's so fun for me is because you're gonna watch some great classics and you're gonna watch some that are not. And even though if you might have only seen about 10 movies now, one of them is Heavyweights.
I can't take that one back. That one's there.
Late to the game
forever. But
that's a game you wish you never played.
No, I'm glad I played it, but I'm glad that I also wrote the other movie that Vin Diesel is gonna star in, with David Spade about the wrestlers. That would never have come to fruition if we didn't do this. If I never watched Heavyweights.
There you go.
There you go.
If you had a guess that one of our Nas people saw it, who else would you think of watched it?
Jose, because he watches everything. All your episodes, it's like, oh yeah, and I watched it, and I didn't turn it off, and I watched it. He watches a lot of things.
That's true. It could have also been Minnie. Minnie seems the type that like this caters a little to his humor.
He's like, I remember when I was at obese camp.
Obese. I like how you're taking the nice word for that.
Yeah. I remember when I went to that camp and the camp counselor made me call him uncle. Thank you for watching Replays It All. This was another episode of Late to the Game with my co-host. Oh, what were you this time? Oh, D-Money. You can find our content on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start, and on IG and Twitter at Not a Strong Start, and anywhere you listen to your podcast. And you can follow me on IG at Replays It All, and you can follow D-Money
at king_sangre, where you get heavyweight content, not from the movie, just content. Anything that I put out is just heavyweight status.
Thank you for not putting heavyweight the movie content on there, Daniel.
Absolutely.
Thank you for saving it.
I don't want to spoil it for any of our viewers that plan on going to watch this movie.
Okay, so I want to say like never stop playing or like never stop pushing that play button, but maybe with heavyweights, I forgive you.
This is what we don't use her motto in this case.
Nah,
Rage quit.
just stop it, stop playing.
Oh.
Like,
but once I pop, I can't stop.
what's up? Pop.